dismiss.
Hi everyone, it's Manish here. It's such a beautiful day in Melbourne. I love it when it's that positive. It's just, we got the sun out, even though we are almost at the end of May, which is can be cold, but today is such a beautiful day here. It's sun is out and there's no wind, and I'm enjoying the positive drive that I'm taking at the moment. So yes, so I was thinking about it, and then I thought, okay, why not let's share my thoughts in regards to positive and negative, and I want to target the like the media and the newspapers in this video, and because I think they they do their job as a business very well, but at the same time they will put negative mindset or negative fear into people all the time, because their job is to actually sell the news. It doesn't have to be real news. It can be fake news, or it can be just opinion of someone, but they present it in a way where it causes fears, it causes uncertainty in people, and based on that they can't take decisions or slow things down. So I will target, like, in terms of property, how it works, and how all these newspaper and medias, they were saying when it's like actually the property market is going up, they will say, oh, it's a bubble, no one will win from this, no one will win from this, and it's a bubble and the property market will crash and this and that, and sort of create negative news at that time, because they know that negative news sells a lot faster and it's a lot easier to sell than a positive news. If everything on the news was positive, then people will just switch off the TVs and they'll just go out and play or do whatever. But when there is negative news, people actually get demoralized, and then they want to sit down and they just want to keep watching and binge watch news or TV. So that's their product. News is the product. They're actually, many of the journalists, they call themselves as opinion makers. They don't even tell they are reporters, news reporters, because they say we actually can change the opinion of people by projecting some news, which can be real or it can be fake, or it can be just some manipulation by the big organizations who pay money to endorse their views onto the masses, and people just believe whatever is on TV just blindly. And in the newspaper as well, because it's a written thing. It's how the psychology works of human beings. They sort of tend to stick to the negative news, and if it's in a written or in a TV, they sort of give it more relevance than it should be. So in terms of property, when it was going up, they were saying, oh, it's a bubble, it's gonna crash, and don't invest now, it's not the good time, this and that. And then the same people, once the property market goes at its peak and starts to slow down, then they will say, oh, I told you this and that, it's gonna go down and this and that, and it's crashing, the market is already going down, or don't invest now. So when do you invest? When the property market going up, you don't want to invest. When the property market is going down, then also you don't want to invest. So what's the right time? So the right time is when you find a good property and in a good location, and you see the numbers compared to others, what it's selling. That's the right time, and it's at a time when it's affordable for you, or you can actually afford the product. So that's affordable, that's the time you want to buy. Find good deals which are available in the rising market, or they're available in the declining market. There's always going to be good deals out there. Okay, so you just have to look for them. So coming back to media, how come every day they just want to blast the property market is going down, and they will come up with figures, it's historic figures, and 20 years this hasn't dropped. They will find some stats which is probably meaningless. They will find a meaningless stat, and they'll say, okay, the property market hasn't gone down since last 20 years of this much, and they will just focus on certain aspects of the market and make a blanket statement on the whole market, which is not true. There's some markets going up and some markets going down. So you cannot blindly just say the property market is going down at the same time. There's some pockets always going to be doing well at certain point of time. So my message is to people is to not just, if you want to listen to the news, listen, you want to keep updated, but then you have to filter out the information that you're getting from them. Not everything they're saying is true, and it's like, it's actually almost criminal to me because these are the people who throwing down over it. They're not serving us because they're declining our economy, because if there's less activity in the market, it sort of declines. It has a negative effect on the whole thing, on the jobs, on the economy. So it's almost like a criminal conspiracy which should not be allowed to happen. That's how I feel about this whole situation. But because the media houses are so powerful and they've been here for ages, so everyone sort of agrees to what they have to say. Now, how to combat it in our daily lives is we have to filter out all the negative information that comes in. All the we read the news or we listen to the news, but we sort of get behind it and see, is this the right news? Is this being influenced by some big corporation or anyone who's paid the reporters and things like that? So, or is just the news television or the news producers trying to sell their news, because that's their product. They want to sell as much as possible. The more revenue they get in selling the news, the more they benefit. So we have to be cautious, we have to be careful, we have to check the resources where the information is coming from, and also how is there any agenda behind the news. Okay, most of the times I've seen is some companies, like if I'm the property industry and someone is in the share market, someone in the share market will do a research. They will pay some so-called researchers or statisticians, is that how you call it? They will pay and they will ask them to put a report against the property market. Okay, and then they make it a big news all over the TV channels, all over the newspaper, that this and this research was done, and then they found out that the property market has been declining for this X number of years or so. And the same thing the property guys can do against the share market. That's what really happens. Each business or each industry is trying to attract more attention towards themselves by throwing eggs on the other industry. Okay, so you have to know who the source is. When you read the newspaper, like any big newspaper, after you read like 30-40% of the news, there's always, in 90% of the cases I see, there's another company they mention. Okay, this report came from this company, because that's the company that's trying to promote the news, because they're trying to either promote their website, they're trying to promote their product. So it's all woven in like a story, and a tragic story, to try to pull away from people from one side of the things and take it to the other side of things. So listen to the news, but then just filter it out. Okay, so try to see what's the agenda here. Is it real, or is it a factual information, or is it just an opinion? So those are the few things you should keep in mind. And as I said, there's always good time to invest in the market, as long as you know what you're doing and you find the right people to do business with. And that's how it works. I'll be happy to listen to your views as well on this, and hopefully it made sense what I said. And for me, I think I get very passionate about this topic, because I don't think it's the right thing to do by the media channel. So so negative news cannot be tolerated at all, in my opinion. So, but tell me your views, give me a call if you want, or let me know what you feel about all this, and then we can discuss a bit more. So until the next video, I'll have to say goodbye and enjoy my drive on this beautiful day here in Melbourne. All right, thank you.